Flushing. I'm Vito Calise. Not with me right now is Jonathan Barron because Jonathan, as you all know and have heard, works the game, so he had to do some scoreboard stuff tonight. So it's just me introducing this episode to you all. Now, the reason we wanted to introduce you to this one was because it's an interview with Jett Williams. Jett Williams just cracked the baseball top 100. He's in his debut at 89, which is super exciting. So we wanted to show you this interview we recorded with Jett back at spring training. Although John and I have only been releasing episodes for about a week or two now, we've been trying to do this podcast since spring training. We recorded a ton of interviews, which we've mentioned. And along the way, when big things happen, we're going to drop those interviews. What better time than when Jett Williams hits number 89, makes his top 100 debut. And that day we recorded with Jett Williams, we also recorded with Mike Vassell, who's officially going to the Futures game. So it's a really exciting time for Mets prospects. But please enjoy this interview with Jett Williams. And even though it is from spring training, just think about the answers he gives us there and what he's done up to this point. And it's fun to just kind of track his progress along the way. So here it is, our interview with Jett Williams. Welcome to Future of Flushing. I'm Vito. This is John. With us is Jett Williams. Jett, this isn't only your first spring training, this is actually ours. So just want to know, how's your experience so far, and how do you feel being in Port St. Lucie with the Mets?
It's pretty special so far. I mean, just kind of getting my body used to everything. It's a long season ahead of us. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to playing my first full season, just see how things go.
So you were drafted 14th overall last year. What was that experience like, draft day, signing your contract, coming to New York, and then beginning your professional career in the FCL?
I mean, it was all pretty fast. On draft day, I mean, I had no idea where I was going to go. I never talked to the Mets the whole year. It's like that was the funny thing. But you know, like once I heard my name called, I mean, it was pretty surreal. It's still a moment I'll probably never forget until my major league debut, maybe. It's kind of hard to put words together to express the emotion on that day. And then signing was, I mean, that was surreal too, just meeting Pete Alonso and everything, and then just meeting Buck, the general manager and everything. I mean, it was all awesome. Just seeing all the fans kind of yelling your name and stuff, that was pretty cool, just knowing that like the fans actually like you. We were there when you came to Citi Field right after you signed your contract. There was a lot of fanfare.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned the fans, but what was your impression of Mets fans just from that one game that you were at Citi Field for?
I feel like if you're doing good, they'll love you. And then as long as you're not doing bad, then that's all you need to know.
So on draft night, just a few spots away is Kevin Parada. What's it like to come up with somebody, not just from camp, but like from draft night? You guys are going to rise to the ranks together. You're going to be alongside each other. How much have you kept in contact from day one?
So he was my roommate right when I got here. I didn't know him. I mean, I was happy for him. I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, I roomed with him when I was in rookie league, and then I went to Instructs. I think he got a house, but I mean, he's an amazing kid. I mean, I gelled with him pretty good. He's just a quiet kid, kind of like me. But overall, I mean, I wish him all the best in his years ahead of him too. So I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of his career too.
Now let's talk a little bit of baseball. You had around 50 plate appearances in the FCL last year. The strikeout to walk ratio was even. The hard hit rate was about 14% higher than the league average. You're the complete package on the diamond. What are you focusing on this spring training to improve with your game?
You know, I mean, it's a long season. My first 142 games. I've never played that many games. Just probably say the biggest thing is just keeping my body going. That's probably my most focus. Just day in and day out, continue my routine each and every day, do your recovery. But I mean, going into this season, I just want to have my first good season. Probably just hit the ball real hard, help my team win, and hopefully we can win another championship in St. Lucie if I'm there.
Who are some of your biggest influences on your game?
I mean, my hitting coach, Aldre Rincones, Robinson Chirinos, Nomar Mazzara, Sean Lowe. Those are all kind of like my mentors. Growing up, Coach Sean was my summer coach, so just being with him, he's a special guy. And then ever since I was in 7th grade, Chirinos has kind of been my mentor through it all.
Let's get back to baseball, more on the field. Okay. You were not thrown out one time last year trying to steal in the FCL, 7 for 7. What makes a good base runner? Obviously, you've mastered the craft. What is it about your base running that makes you really good at it?
You know, just jumps and timing. I mean, knowing that if you don't have a good jump, don't go. I mean, my goal this year is to have at least 70 bags. I mean, I'm playing 142
70.
games.
70 bags.
I'm playing 142 games, so I mean, I don't see why I can't do it. I mean, that's my biggest goal too. Just have that a goal in mind. I have a bunch more goals in mind, but you know, just reading the pitcher. I'm in the dugout, focus in the dugout. I mean, a lot of people kind of come in and talk. I mean, you can learn a lot of things just looking at the pitcher in the dugout, and especially if you're about to hit, they give pitches away. I mean, they're pitchers, so.
Have you always been a big goal-setting guy?
Mm-hmm. I have a whole goal board at my house and everything, and I brought it here. I mean, I have goals. I had goals from right when I started high school to my senior year. It was my number one goal is to get drafted in the first round. That was my goal, and then I have goals from 2022 to 2025, and I would say, I'm not going to tell you all, but
probably I didn't think so.
The number one goal is to make it in the big leagues by 2025, or I'm 21.
And now I guess 70 bags is going to be up on that goal board too, or is it already up there?
Yeah, it's already up there.
So there hasn't been a 70 base stealer in the majors in a long, long time. The rule changes, you had a brief experience with them. Do you see stolen bases increasing across baseball, both minor league and major league?
For sure. I mean, I feel like most of the time, I mean, they get 2 pickoffs per at bat.
Yep.
So, I mean, most of the time not a lot of pitchers are going to pick off usually. It's always just like kind of throw over there and get their timing back. So I feel like that's definitely beneficial for the runners. Once you get on there, I feel like you can go anytime. I mean, especially once they pick off twice, it's like it's either a balk or they have to get you out. So most likely they're never going to throw. I'd say if they throw one time, they're probably not going to throw back unless you're on second, maybe.
And do you feel like it's almost an advantage that you get to come up through the minor leagues while these rule changes are already in effect and you don't have to transition to them when you get to the majors?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty beneficial for us, kind of growing each level, knowing the rules. I feel like, if the major leaguers are probably going to have to adjust with the pitch clock and everything, I'm sure I'm going to. I've never had a pitch clock either. But for the most part, it's all just learning experience. My first year, I just want to learn everything about the game, everything about my body. I would say in 4 years of high school, I'll play that many games this year. So just seeing how everything goes.
Now, who is a big leaguer that you would compare your game to right now?
I would say if I'm in the infield, Alex Bregman. If I'm in the outfield, Mookie Betts. The smaller frame guys. I usually just try to lean on them just because that's kind of who I look up to. They're the smaller guys, so it's like if they're small, I feel like I can do it because I'm not the biggest guy. I'd say I always get told I'm too small, so I feel like that's kind of brings how I play the game, chip on my shoulder and stuff. But I feel like looking up to them, I hope I can be somebody that little kids and then younger generation they can look up to me.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. The question we're going to be asking every guy we talk to while we're out here is, when you get to the big leagues, what's going to be your walk-up song?
Walk-up song.
First plate appearance at Citi Field.
First plate appearance. If I'm at Citi Field, I'm walking up to Empire State of Mind.
All right. We're going to hold you to that.
All right.
So.
Because it has New York in it. I thought it was perfect.
Speaking of New York, you got 2 football teams, and one shares a name with you. So we need to know, first of all, where'd your parents come up with the name Jett?
So, I guess, I don't really know if it's true. My dad tells a story all the time. My dad said he was thinking of just names, and he was thinking of the speakers, right when I'm walking out, it's Jett Williams, that's how he got, that's what he tells us how he got the name, it sounded good on the speakers and everything.
So your name was originally his own dream board.
I still really don't know if that's true or not. I feel like sometimes he could just say that to be funny.
Sounds good. We'll go with it.
Yeah,
we'll
put that out there.
And then obviously the follow-up to that is Jets or Giants. I know you said you root for tell the listeners at home.
Yeah, I'm probably neither. More of a Cowboys fan.
There it
than
is.
anything.
There it is.
But I'm not a diehard Cowboy fan. I'm not gonna throw things or do stuff like that. My brothers will, so I'll leave that to them.
Well, speaking of throwing, it sounds like catchers are gonna have a tough time throwing you out. Jett, thanks so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.